Hi everyone, welcome to our 3-day Beachbody coaching sneak peek. Really excited to have you here and have you join us for this group. I have been a Beachbody coach since February of 2016, so not very long. I was actually really interested in becoming a Beachbody coach for about a year to a year and a half before I actually signed up. A good friend of mine, Shaylin, was doing the Beachbody thing, and it just really intrigued me. I kept watching her and all her workouts and these fun trips she was going on, and she just looked so happy. She looked like she had so much energy, and especially as a new mom and first time mom, I could not believe how much energy she had. And so we met up several times. We talked about it a lot. She was never pushy. She never asked me to join. She answered all of my questions. She was always like, hey, if you have any more questions, just let me know. And that really made me feel comfortable because honestly, if it would have been where somebody was constantly like, so do you want to sign up? Do you want to sign up? Do you want to sign up? I probably wouldn't have. I would have been like, this is not for me. This is not the kind of person that I am. And so I wouldn't have done it. But I have not met one person in Beachbody that is pushy or is very salesy, I guess, if you want to say. I've met a lot of people that are passionate about helping others reach their fitness goals and lead healthy lives. And that's so important to me. I was struggling after my baby was born, and even before my baby was born, during my pregnancy. I went into the pregnancy I was probably about 6 pounds overweight. Um, I had met a really awesome guy who later became my husband. But when we first met, we were going out to eat a lot. We were going to breweries. We had a mutual love of craft beers and nachos and all those yummy things that are okay to enjoy once in a while, but probably not as often as we were. So I went into the pregnancy. I I usually maxed out at about 120. I'm 5'2", and 120 was with good amount of muscle. That was when I was working out twice a day in the gym. I had a personal trainer. I was really active at that time for about a year. I had stopped doing that a few months before my husband and I met, and yeah, we just started eating out a lot. We were pigging out. It was bad, but we had a lot of fun doing it. So I weighed about 126, I believe, when I went in for my first doctor's appointment. And as soon as I found that I was pregnant, I immediately stopped, drinking any. We didn't go to breweries anymore. I wasn't eating nachos anymore. I was really concerned about what I was putting in my body and how it was going to, um, how I was feeding my child. That was a really big priority to me. So it was just like a lot of water. I started eating really healthy. And so I actually started losing weight at the beginning of my pregnancy. And it was probably my first 3 appointments that I was not really gaining. And so my doctor was like, well, I think you really need to up your calorie intake. And so I started working on that. In February, I was about 7 months pregnant or 6 months pregnant. So they thought I had a rupture. And so I spent the weekend in the hospital and I was sent home on modified bed rest. So modified bed rest is basically don't do a whole lot, don't lift anything. I had one doctor that was like, I only want you to take 2 15-minute walks a day and get up and walk to the bathroom, and that's it. Don't leave the couch, don't leave your bed. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to go crazy. But I had a specialist that I was seeing, and they were like, "No, it's okay. Walk around, but don't lift anything. Don't do anything you shouldn't be doing. Don't bend down." So it was really hard for me to be on modified bed rest because I'm a pretty busy person. I like to do things around the house. I had, my husband was constantly like, "Don't do that. Don't do this." So it was really hard. Another hard thing about that was that I lost a lot of my muscle tone during that time. So after the baby was born, it was really hard to see that my body had changed so much and that all my muscle was gone. So for almost a year, probably about 9 months, I just struggled. It was really hard, and I wanted to work out. I wanted to eat better, but I just didn't know how, and I didn't have the motivation. I didn't want to go to the gym. I didn't want to pack up the baby and deal with all that hassle. I mean, if you're a mom, you know how big of a deal it is to leave the house with a baby. It's just it's crazy insane. Um, and so that was hard for me. But luckily, I was watching Shaylin, and I saw, she was doing it. She was working out at home. Like, hey, I can do that. I can work out at home. I never thought that you could get a really good workout at home, but it looked like she was getting good workouts. So let's try it. So I talked a lot with my husband about it, and he was like, you know what? You just got to do this. You've been talking about it for so long. I wanted to go all in. I wanted to do the Shakeology. I wanted to do the challenge pack. It was really important to me, and I'm so glad I did. The Shakeology has been such a big, it's been a game changer for me. I drink it every day, or just about every day. Last week, I had a really bad weekend of bad eating. I spent 3 days doing kind of like a Shakeology cleanse, and I kind of cleansed out my body. It's just been great. And since then, it's been so, I can't even describe to you how awesome it is now that I'm sharing my journey with other people. I get messages from people who tell me that I'm an inspiration to women, and who just say that I'm motivating them to get active. It's just it's been crazy. It makes me feel so good about what I'm doing, and that to me just proves to me that this was the right thing to do. I'm not only getting fit and being healthy for myself and for my family, but I'm motivating others to do it. And I'm just so grateful. I'm just grateful that I made the decision. I'm grateful for Shaylin that she was posting these videos, and I was watching her and she answered all of my questions. Um, but that's why. That's why I became a Beachbody coach, was really so that I could get healthy, so I could get fit, and why I'm going to continue to be a Beachbody coach and go all in with my business is because it is helping others and it's motivating others, and that's just it's just so important to me, and that's just it just kind of makes it all click together. Like, oh, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. This makes me feel good. It makes me happy. It makes other people happy, and that's just awesome. So that's just a little bit about me. I'm excited to learn more about you and all of the reasons that you're interested in becoming a Beachbody coach. And yeah, thank you again for joining the group.